Aloha! It is I, the Great Clement, and I'm tackling probably the only kind of ROM hack slash remake slash fan-made project ever, because I don't usually play those kinds of games, but this is a special game that was made by some Japanese developers, and they made Mega Man 7, the original Super Nintendo game, into an 8-bit Mega Man game, complete with all the classic sounds, classic sprites, and all the classic movement you would expect an 8-bit game to feel like. And I must say, it is such an awesome game to play. It feels so tight, it feels great, and you know, it actually improves on a lot of things Mega Man 7 originally did pretty shitty, I must admit. I'm not sure what the developers' names are. Everything about this ROM is Japanese. I don't know what the text says. I mean, we already have a pretty basic idea of what it says. We played the original English version. But, yeah. I figured I'd give it a shot because it plays awesome, it looks awesome. I figured I'd want to show this off to people because it's pretty badass. One thing about it being old-schoolified is that they took out 2 stages. They took out the intro stage, and they took out the middle stage with the museum where Dr. Wily steals Guts Man. And it's called Rockman 7 because, again, Japanese developers. In Japan, Mega Man is known as Rockman. And every game has their own subtitle. I never actually found out what each game's subtitle was, but in Japan, all the Mega Man games have a subtitle. I don't know why. Unlike the original, all 8 Robot Masters are available right from the start, right from the get-go. You can't actually put in a password for the Super Nintendo version to unlock all 8 Robot Masters, but, you know, when you start the game off, it's usually just 4. Even though I got all 8 open up to me, I'm just going to go in the exact same order I did with the first game, and so I'm going to go after Freeze Man. Freeze Man is a prototype robot for pollution-free energy. He is always trying to invent a cool appearance pose. A good point? He's a perfectionist. A bad point? He's gaudy. He likes mystery novels, and he dislikes pollution. Well, good for Freeze Man. He's very green. He's very enviro-friendly. But yeah, isn't this crazy? Isn't this wild? The music's 8-bit. The enemies are 8-bit. Mega Man's all small and happy faces and everything. It's all crazy. Anywho, this is gonna be the only time I ever do a game like this. I'm not much into those ROM hack games. I know people constantly ask me, hey, you should do Mega Man No Constancy, or Mega Man Ultra, or Mega Man Bumfuckaroo. I don't know what these ROM hacks are called, but you know, I'm not into ROM hacks particularly. ROM hacks, as I see it, they just make the game really hard, most of them. Or they just offer you the same boss, only with, like, ridiculously different patterns or a different battleground or something. Like, there's so many Mega Man 2 ROM hacks, and every time I see these ROM hacks, the final boss is always Wily's alien form, but the alien form transforms into something else. Like, maybe the alien form will transform into Zero, or maybe it'll transform into a Monster Wily, or a Mega Man X. I don't get these ROM hacks, but, you know, whatever. This isn't really a ROM hack, it's just a fan-made game where they 8-bitted Mega Man 7, and so I figured this is awesome to play, this is awesome to look at, I have to show this off. The one thing about this game, though, when you get it, you have to play with the keyboard, and everything's in Japanese, so at first I didn't even know what buttons did anything. And then I was, like, really confused, because I'm like, well, my controller can't work with this. But then, thanks to some viewers commenting on my vids, I now know you can actually use this device called the X-Patter to map the keyboard buttons onto your controller, and that's how I'm playing this game with a controller. I can't play Mega Man with a keyboard. I don't know how anyone could. If you can play Mega Man with a keyboard and successfully do alright, well, congrats, but that's not how I play Mega Man. I needs the controller. But this game is very special. And now we're at Freeze Man. In my original LP of Mega Man 7, Freeze Man kicked my ass, and I was so disappointed because I always kick his ass. Let's reclaim my pride. Let's fight him and not get hit. So basically, the thing you need to know about Freeze Man, as it's always been in the original Super Nintendo version, if you shoot the Mega Buster, he will jump. So you want to make sure he jumps over you, and you want to shoot right before he reaches you. Or don't shoot at all if you just want to jump over him. You know, it's perfectly fine, your strategy of how you want to fight Freeze Man. Personally, I love to keep taking pot shots so that he'll jump over me and I'll keep damaging him, and yeah. He throws icicles into the ceiling that fall, he loves to freeze the ground, which you can get stuck in, and yeah, he just has a crazy pattern that a lot of people would get confused by the first time playing him. I know I was. But when you get the motion of him, he's pretty simple. I don't know, I like fighting Freeze Man. He's probably my funnest Robot Master to fight ever. I don't know why. He also has my favorite Robot Master theme in the whole series in general, like period. Freeze Man's theme, I love it to death. I could listen to that for hours and never get bored of it. But I digress. Rather than going to Dr. Light in this remake, you just get your ability and they actually show you how it works, which is actually pretty cool. You can shoot it in many directions, it smashes apart into other pieces, and yeah. And there's a password screen. It looks like the old 8-bit ones, and it doesn't have pictures of Roll and Wily and Rush and Otto and... yeah. This remake is actually kind of harder than the original in the sense that there is no shop. None of the enemies drop bolts. You can't buy energy tanks. You can't buy M tanks. So, or W tanks, whatever. So, you're gonna have to save those energy tanks as best as you can, especially for Dr. Wily, because as we know, Dr. Wily's Capsule 7, holy, that thing's fucking hard to kill. Burst Man is an enthusiastic festival goer. He loves watching fireworks and shooting bombs as fireworks. A good point, he's optimistic. A bad point, he's happy-go-lucky. He likes night-long binges, and he dislikes steady efforts. Oh, that's nice. Since this game isn't as dialogue-heavy as the original Mega Man 7, obviously this LP is going to go a lot quicker than my MM7 LP did. You noticed in Freeze Man stage we got the exit feature where Rush Search was supposed to be. Rush Search has been taken out of this remake, and you don't actually have to use Rush to search for anything. All of the items that you find are in place of how there's no shop anymore. And like, where you would normally find Otto's Hyperbolt, you're gonna find an energy equalizer, and they just mapped a whole bunch of different locations to like, you know, make it more convenient so you didn't have to buy things. And I love that. It's actually kind of unique and fun. I like this different take on Mega Man 7. It's the same game, essentially. Like, the levels are the same, the platforms are the same. They might have added a few spikes here and there, or lowered a few platforms so Mega Man can actually jump to it. But it's pretty much the same game. If you played Mega Man 7, you know what you're doing. I first tried this, and I breezed through it in like 2 hours, because, you know, I knew what to do. I played Mega Man 7 millions of times. Just because it's 8-bit doesn't mean it's harder to play. In fact, this made it more convenient to play, almost. I love the idea that Robot Masters don't have these repeated patterns when you hit them with their weakness. They just keep doing what they're doing. You know, I kind of appreciate that now, having played this. You play the original Mega Man 7, and then you hit Junkman with your Lightning Bolt, and it'll just keep doing the same move over and over again, and it was kind of easy. In this one, they keep doing their thing, and I like that. It's fun. But I digress. I'm not going to update this LP for a while. I have so many LPs going on right now. I got Donkey Kong, I got Mega Man 03, I got Mega Man 3. I'm not going to go on with 8-bit. I just wanted to make this one post now, and then make the other posts later, because I figured I wanted to answer some Mega Man questions. I'm not going to be doing Mega Man LPs soon after this, you know? I literally have 04 and X7 after this, and that's it, you know? So I want people to get all their Mega Man questions out into the open. Ask me any Mega Man question you want. What's my favorite Robot Master? What's my favorite theme? Well, I answered Freeze Man, but anything about Mega Man you want to know about my personal opinion of the series, by all means, lay into me. You want to ask my favorite order or something, or what's a game I keep coming back to, or what? Just ask me anything and I'll answer it in part 2 and 3 and 4, and I'll keep answering these questions because I really don't have much else to say about Mega Man 7 other than, ooh, look, it's 8-bit, it's fancy. But yeah, that was Burst Man. Weak against the Freeze Cracker and the Scorch Wheel from Turbo Man, as is Slash Man. Slash Man and Burst Man have the same 2 weaknesses, which is very unique and odd. You can use either way, but I prefer to use the Freeze Cracker myself. The Scorch Wheel, I never really liked it. And by defeating Burst Man, you get Danger Wrap, shoots those bubbles into the sky, and yeah. So, anywho, send your Mega Man questions to me, to ask me anything you want, and I will try and answer it in part 2 or 3. which won't come for a while, but it'll come. And we'll fight Cloud Man then. So, send your questions. Toodles.